I was doing some research on different topics for sessions and videos. I came across an interview from November 2018 with the television presenter Susanna Reid, where she mentioned that in her younger days, she was mugged by a guy with a knife for her bag, I think it was, and she decided to chase him to see if she could get it back. Several ways to describe that. The basic one would be that it's absolutely stupid. I know there's a lot of people who really do genuinely have the feeling that if someone tried something with me, I'd give them a sound thrashing. How often do you train? How often do you do any exercise of any kind? How often do you train yourself to deal with raw, naked aggression? Right? And I'm not just talking about yelling at some poor person at the customer complaint desk. I'm talking about having someone who's half a foot taller than you, 5 stone heavy than you, stood a foot and a half away from you, yelling at you with spit flying at you, telling you that they're going to eat your face. Most people completely overestimate how good they would be in a fight. The majority of people are clueless. They haven't got a first idea of what they are doing. This is why you see people who take a really weird kind of, they stand like this and go, you see it all the time. Most people have got about 15 to 30 seconds worth of go in them before they get knackered. That's why if you ever watch any of these security footage shows or any of the clips on video sharing websites where people have filmed on their phones people having a fight outside a nightclub, and the two guys sort of get together and go, and then they back away and they circle each other going, because people don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to control their breath. They don't know how to control the adrenaline. They don't know how to stand, how to move, how to actually throw a punch, how to throw an open hand shot. They don't know anything. These are the same people, of course, who sit there, watch MMA bouts and go, oh, well, what I would do here is... These are the same people who think that if someone mugged them or attacked them, they would chase the guy down, catch up with him, bash him good and proper, make sure he never did it again. No. People who mug are professional criminals. People who mug do that for their living, right? They don't just happen to go, oh, there's some easy cash. This is how they make all of their money. So they may never have trained a single day in their life, but they will have 2 or 3 techniques that they know will work. Right? Now, in Susanna Reid's case, she said the guy had a knife. Well, I've seen a lot of different people who claim to be, the top people in the world at knife stuff. I've only seen 2 or 3 knife techniques that I would actually teach, that I would actually nick off people and put in my syllabus. The Great Lee Morrison has got a few, which are knife techniques from if the knife is already pushed up against you. But the whole thing of someone comes underarm and you're going to block it with your arm, then end up having them in a chicken wing, which is what the Gracies show. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. I posted on the Facebook page, facebook.com/ourbirdclass, a picture of Guy Mezger's hand. Now, Guy Mezger is a 6'1", 205-pound mixed martial artist. He's got, I think, about 40 years worth of experience in martial arts. He's competed. He was UFC 13, I think it was, tournament champion. He was a king of pancrase in Japan, although I think it's actually pronounced pancras. He was recently he was a brown belt world Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion. He's a judo black belt, karate black belt 6th dan, I think. He's a former kickboxer, former professional boxer. Any form of combat sport he's done, and he's done very well, and he's attained championships in. He saw a woman being mugged at knife point. He went over to stop it. He did beat the hell out of the guy, but he came away with this bit here completely opened up. I'll try and get the picture to post under this video when it goes out. But if a guy with that much experience and that much skill, a guy who is that capable, gets his hand sliced open, what do you think would happen to you? Be honest. What would happen to you? If you don't train properly, and I'm not saying you don't get to a martial arts class, but I'm saying if you don't train properly, there'll be another video explaining the three siblings, but martial arts classes do not replicate real fights. So for you to say, oh, I chased the guy and bam, 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 no, what would happen is you chase them, they'd catch up with you, you'd get mugged and beaten severely in the same day. If you don't know what you're doing, don't get involved. You should never have anything on you that is irreplaceable anyway. If you've got pictures that you carry that are one-offs, either invest in a home safe, or what I would definitely suggest, scan pictures. Take pictures on your phone of the photographs. Email them to yourself so you've always got copies. Anything in your bag should be replaceable. You, not so much. So it's a good idea in this situation to know your limitations. Now the fact is, if someone stole my bag and ran off, if I did catch up with them, I'd probably be able to do something to them. But I wouldn't chase them because it wouldn't be worth it. There's nothing in my bag that is irreplaceable. There's nothing in my bag that I can. Bank cards can be cancelled. You shouldn't be carrying money in your bag of too great a value anyway. Most people very rarely carry. I think the average Briton carries £26 on them every day. So, for the sake of 26 quid, do I really want to risk my life? Because the guy who's run past you and grabbed your bag, or however he may have mugged you, you don't know who he is. You don't know what he's capable of. You don't know if he's off his face on drugs. You don't know if he's got weapons. You don't know if he's running around the corner meeting up with his four mates who have also been mugging people. Yeah, take things into account. Running after muggers, chasing people who have attacked you is not a good idea. It will not end well. You are not Superman. You are not Batman. You don't have the skill set to deal with it. Right? This is something to keep in mind. Now, you can attain a skill set, but what you'll find is the higher your skill level goes of being able to do something physically, the more information you'll be exposed to, and the more you'll do things that you don't get in the physical situation to begin with. You'll also be exposed to people who've been in physical situations that they would give anything to have not happened. This will in turn inform your view on things where you don't look for that anymore. They run away with your bag, yeah, fine, go, whatever. I know I've trained under people who, if they did catch up with them, there's a good possibility they would beat them to death. They could kill them. And then the very first people in the world to say, I don't have an ego. Killed my ego long ago. If they want to nick my bag, they must need it more than I do. Report it to the police, move on with life. And I think that's a very healthy attitude. If something happens, report it to the police, move on with your life. There's no need to put yourself in danger, really. So I just wanted to cover that very quickly. I will probably do a longer, more in-depth clip on this type of thing at a later date once I've had a chance to amass quite a bit of information with other people that it's happened to. But just a brief video, quick thought. It's not worth it. Don't chase them. You don't know what you're doing. You're just going to get yourself hurt. So any comments or questions, obviously, do post and stay safe.